Don't forget, 4 months ago, half of this fan base was convinced that Joe Douglas wasn't going to fire Adam Gase. Why? Because the Johnsons were inept and because of their awesome friendship, that they're blood brothers or something from a former life. Everybody was afraid of that. Let's not forget that. The report was that Joe Douglas and Adam Gase were very close, so half the fan base was afraid that Adam Gase was going to be the coach. Don't forget. Think about it. If you were one of the people writing on Twitter, writing on Jetnation, on Instagram, I just know it. Adam Gase is going to be our coach this year. Remember, don't forget how monumental of a deal it was that Joe Douglas had Adam Gase fired. These are bold predictions because we don't have anything to go on, right? We have bologna. We have a bunch of bologna sandwiches, and we're taking one and saying one of these is prosciutto and fresh mozzarella and roasted peppers, but they all look like bologna. So we just got to guess. You know, we have to guess. Oh, this is the one. If it's not, well, I guess we eat bologna. What's up, guys? What are we doing? Welcome to the Thursday Thick of It. I am GreenBean. I am happy to see you guys here. I couldn't be in a better mood. Before we move on, do I look okay? Do I sound okay? I'm in a brand new location. Let me have it. Let me know what's happening, and then we're going to go from there. All right. Let's see. So I look good? Okay, good enough. I mean, look, I can't guarantee freezing won't happen or anything like that and all that, but I just hope I sound crisp. I hope I look good enough for you right now, and we'll go from there. But yeah, man, I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Last time I spoke with you guys, I was in a little town called Fairplay, South Carolina, which they both sound like South Carolina, but believe me when I tell you, they're far apart, different worlds. One, I was in like backcountry with, you know, little tiny houses, guys sitting out on their porch selling firewood, that kind of thing. And now I'm in Myrtle Beach, vacation, tourist, and all that kind of stuff. So I can never guarantee what internet I have. So I did the test beforehand. It said I was good. It said my ping and all those things were good. So there you go. Rick P says the bid sucks. Armin says I look good. So I'm pixelated. Yeah. All right. Let me try one more thing here. I'm going to do my best for you guys. So as we did last week, what this show really is, I want it to be a question and answer show for you guys. First thing I want to do is say hello to you guys, but any questions you have, let's just dig into it and let's start to deconstruct stuff. If we need to go online and get stats, whatever, we can do whatever we want here. What this show is for you guys to have the safe place, let's call it, to be able to ask and speak and all those things. And let's hear all the opinions and let's get to the bottom of this shit, man. There's so much craziness out there on Jet's Twitter, on Jetnation, on all these places, Instagram. It gets nuts. I'm on all these threads and they fight. Ooh, do they fight? You know, so what we want to do here is maybe not fight so much. How's that sound? Does that sound okay? What's up, guys? So we got Phil Adams, Humphrey, Laidlaw. Look at that. Look at that. Braden Bethwaite, thank you, my friend. Donnie Alford and Armand Mosin are here. Derek F., my good buddy, is here. Jedish Tamaj. Oh, I see you got a question. That's a good one. I'm going to try to get to that one first. Okay. Donnie, right. Waka. Wa2K99. There he is. From Newport News. That's what I was saying. I worked in Newport News. Astral is off the chain. My good buddy Gary B. Jack Koch. Or Koch, Rick B., Bruce White, Ben Collins. Look at you guys. Bill Neftelberg. Yeah. John Holton. I love it. So let's go up top. Let's dig right in. Now, look, I'm gonna, like I always do, I'm gonna try to like pick from here, and I try my best to pay attention to the chat. I try to do that, and that's a large portion of what the show is. But in the event you want to make sure your question gets heard, seen, the super chat thing is available. You can go ahead and do that. And thanks again for last week. I put the pictures up on YouTube of you guys buying my kids ice cream. That was truly incredible. My kids were so grateful. They thought this was the greatest career choice of my life, that all these great people would buy them ice cream. So thank you again for last week. And that is also available tonight. So let me see where that question, he says, let me see. I'm sorry. I'll find your question right now. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, there was one. I'll ask Donnie. So, Donnie, as I just said, I see your question. Where am I going live from? I am going live from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Jetish Tamaj. He says, what are your thoughts on keeping Darnold and drafting Kyle Trask? Well, if that had to be the package, if that was the absolute package, like in order to do one, I had to do the other. I don't know that I feel comfortable enough with Kyle Trask. He looks really good in that system, but Kyle Trask has a series of limitations, not least of which is when we talk about mobile quarterbacks versus pocket passers, he's about as unmobile or immobile, that's the word I'm looking for, as you could hope to find in a prospect. So when he also doesn't have the ability to process. He's known to have slow processing speed as well. So Kyle Trask is an exciting player, but I think he's one of the guys that you really want to look at as a developmental guy. Now, he might get taken earlier than he should in normal drafts, but I still think he's a developmental guy. He's probably better prospect than James Morgan, but still, I think he's developmental. But I'll tell you what I'm starting to think about this Darnold thing. Jimmy Kelly, you're in Myrtle Beach. We should hang out, dude. I'm over in the state park. That's where I am. So, Philip III, what's up, buddy? So, to talk about Darnold, though, there was a conversation on Jets Twitter today, which I jumped into. And it's interesting because somebody said, well, look, let's say you choose to stay with Sam Darnold and it doesn't work. You've bypassed a very strong quarterback class. Like, let's say we keep Sam and he just shits the bed. He throws for, 1,900 yards in 12 games and he just sucks. So then we're left without a quarterback in a quarterback's, rich draft, a strong quarterback draft. And we bypassed it for this guy, and now we're left holding our dunk next year. So the interesting thing is this. Well, that could really be said about using the pick, and what if Zach Wilson or Justin Fields shit the bed? I mean, so the thing is that you can't, and this was my point of view, is that if you're going to make a decision, and this goes in life, this is my life lesson for everybody tonight, okay? And as you know, I'm a therapist and all those kinds of things in a past life. I'm not going to try to be a therapist, I promise. But one of the things that we can apply to everything is you never make a decision based on the fear of it going wrong. You can prepare for contingency, that's fine. But never stop yourself from making a decision because you're afraid if it doesn't work. If you're going to do something, you make the decision and you put all guns blazing, every resource you have to making it work, which is why the original trade for Sam Darnold was so ass backwards in the first place. Like, number one, it's really, look, it's ill-advised. Let's just leave it at that. You can say it's terrible. I get people, as soon as I say things, people go, fuck you. It's fine. It's good. It's fine. I'm just going to say this. It's ill-advised to make a trade where you give up 3 second-round picks to move up 3 spots, and you don't even know who you're getting. You can have an educated guess, but he did not know who he was getting. The truth is he didn't get the guy he thought he was going to get. He thought he was going to get Baker Mayfield, right? So that's that. But when you follow that trade with your next pick being a reach for a small school defensive tackle, That's what's called not putting your resources toward your choice. See it? Do you see it? Do you see what I'm saying? So that is when you make a choice and you don't even support the choice is doomed to failure. So if we actually kept Sam Darnold, we can't, if we wanted to keep Sam Darnold, let's say. So if we decide, hey, the trade back is worth more than any quarterback in this draft, we think we got the guy, we can win with him, and Sam Darnold comes out and throws the ball backwards all day. He's completely gone. Like Sid Barrett. He's gone. Another universe. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, then you have to just figure that out next year when it happens. You have to support your choice, and it just is what it is. Like, how many quarterbacks come out and are the best quarterback in the world, and within 2 or 3 years, they're done. They have nothing. Like, the one I like to think of the most is Tim Couch. That guy came out. He was such a ballyhooed quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. He was supposed to be somebody, and he never was. Jamarcus Russell's another one. Look at David Carr, Derek Carr's brother. I mean, it goes on and on and on, man. Ryan Leaf, I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember, some of you, but Ryan Leaf, there was actually discussion, just like there is now with Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson, or it was Justin Fields right before it was Zach Wilson, that Ryan Leaf might be the guy that's better out of this draft. It happened again. It happened with Wentz and Goff. It happened with Mariota and Jameis Winston. So all these guys, let's not forget, Jameis Winston was the number 1 overall pick. Marcus Mariota was such a highly rated quarterback. Chip Kelly tried to give the Titans 3 first-round picks from the Philadelphia Eagles when he was the quarterback there. 3 first-round picks he tried to give them. They said no because they wanted Marcus Mariota that bad. Can you believe that? Looking at it now, you're like, what? Of course you take 3 first-round picks from Mariota. So this is the kind of stuff you have to factor in. Okay? So good question, buddy. Now, I will say this just to cap that. I'm starting to like the idea more than I was a little while ago. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit that. A little while, like maybe a month ago, I was absolutely rigid on Sam needs to go. Now, when I'm looking at this realistic trade value, I'm starting to think some stuff. Now, if it was me, I might be leaning trade back, and I'll figure out the rest. And then I would probably take Jamie Newman and let him sit for, or if I was early enough, I would take Lance all day, even Mac Jones. So we got our first super. Hey, say it's the same guy, same kind. Thank you, Jetish Tamaj. So we first super chat. Thank you so much. I'll get to this one. What is your thoughts on keeping Sam and John? I just answered that. So look, thank you. This guy's all right. Jetish Tamaj, I like you. I'm gonna put it up there too. There you go. Jetish Tamaj, everybody. Thank you, sir. That's a good dude right there. So I saw Chris Bucco popped in. What's up, buddy? I see you. We also waste another year with Sam shit in the bed. But again, it's that logic, while I understand it, can be applied to anybody. It can be applied to everybody or anybody. So if you think, let's say we can get, realistically, just on the safe side, you can get 2 firsts. So you get, let's say it's Detroit. You get their 7th overall pick. You get 2 firsts next year out of them. You get their 2nd and 3rd this year. That's 3 first-round picks. Or let's just go. You get 2 additional first-round picks, a 2nd and a 3rd to move back, and then maybe take Lance or Mac Jones instead of Wilson. You don't think that's worth it, and let Sam just ride it out for a year and let the new kid who's not quite as pro ready, and just let him sit behind Sam? See, that's the thing. I don't know. It's interesting. It really is. I love this guy, Jetish. I really want to thank you, man. That was super cool because I'm already answering the question and then he super chatted it. So that's just, I don't know. I think that's cool. What's up, Carmelo? John Salty Nuts. John, let me ask you a question. I was saying it the other day in my podcast, and I thought to myself, let me see if John Nolte's okay being called Salty Nuts. I don't know where that came from. It just felt good. Tell me if that's not cool. Tell me. I like saying it, so that's why I'm asking. I would just stop. But if you're okay with it, I'm okay with it. But if you're not, I'll stop it immediately. I'm going to say it one more time, Salty Nuts. Well, so Sam's 5th-year option isn't as bad as we thought it was. Let me see what it is. We thought it was going to be $25 million, right? Turns out it's $18.8 million. So, but the thing is, you don't have to commit. You have to tell them before the beginning of the season. There's a certain date. I just forget what it is. Let me see. May 3rd. There it is. Before May 3rd, you have to make a decision. You just say, we're going to decline the 5th-year option, and you just let him play it out. If he's playing really well, you can renegotiate with him. If not, if he doesn't play well, then he's gone after the year. You don't have to pay that $18 million. Okay? So another super chat, Humphrey Laidlaw. Thank you, sir. UK fan, would you take Farley at 23 or 34 with back injury? Well, here's what I'll say about that. And I've gone on record and said that it would be really hard to go back on my own words. Those words were, I will never draft an injured guy with my first-round pick. We've been there, done that too many times. I'll do it with a second, third, fifth. I'll do that. But I won't take an injured guy with my first-round pick. So I'd have to say that just sticking to that logic, my answer would be no, because I have no idea what that back surgery is going to do to him. Really, we don't know how he's going to come back. He might be 50%. He might be 90%. He might be 100%. We don't know. His career may be over. So using your first-round pick, an asset that is as expensive and valuable as anything else in the NFL, right? On a guy who it's a big question mark. I just don't like doing that. I think it's not an appropriate use. Now, if a guy is sliding into the third, that's absolutely should have been a top 15 pick, and he's in the third round, like Ja'Kai Polite. I tell you. Fucking Ja'Kai Polite. What'd you guys think of that one? So I think my short answer is no, Humphrey. He would be a guy that if he was sitting there in the third, or if I somehow had a late second, I would do that. I wouldn't want to spend 23 or 34 on Caleb Farley. I would just take, I would take Stokes. I would take any of these guys that I liked. Now, if my doctor said, look, he's gold, he's money in the bank, there's nothing wrong with this kid, all right, I would consider that. But I think it's too risky. That's my thoughts on it, Shadow Maniac, that's funny. Let me tell you this, Shadow Maniac, I'm going to tip my hand for you. No pun intended. I'm a major gambling addict. Like major. Like I used to sit at casino tables I wouldn't leave the table except to piss for 48 hours. Like I've done that. I used to spend my whole paycheck on scratch offs. I'd be broke by 10 p.m. on Friday night after getting paid. So I'm a major gambling addict. So I haven't gambled in like 16 years. So I don't play fantasy football. The only thing I allow myself is a little eBay action, but I get into trouble with eBay too. So I'm talking about the real draft. So I'm sorry, I can't really, I have really very little insight toward how to win fantasy football. I know there's all kinds of points and shit. I know the defense that you pick, you get the kicker or something like that. So I don't know though. So I'm the real draft buddy. So let's see what we got here. 2 coaches and a GM have been fired with Sam at quarterback. JD will be fired eventually, staying with. You think? J Cam, I like what you did there. This is somebody, let me ask you, I mean this seriously. Are you in politics or are you in law school or a lawyer or anything? Because that's the exact kind of an argument that somebody would present, because technically speaking, it's true, but it has nothing to do with Sam Darnold. None of that did. But it's fun. It's fun. I like what you did there, J Cam. Now, I'm not saying that Sam – look, I want you guys to know I'm on the side of moving on from Sam. I have been since the middle of last year, since game 2, really. I was rooting for him, man. I was. But mazel tov to you, Derek. I see that. So I don't want to sound like I'm a Sam supporter. I have been up till this point. You know what I mean? I wanted Sam to be the best quarterback as the NFL's ever seen. I love him from that perspective, but I'm on the side of move on from him, but I'm trying to remain objective. And when people put forth those arguments about Sam, I just try to play devil's advocate so we can see where the reality lies. That's all. So don't take it the wrong way, but it's an interesting argument, J Cam. Because look, guys, see that on the screen? It says 2 coaches and a GM have been fired with Sam at the quarterback. JD will be fired, eventually staying with Sam. Now, those are facts. That is actually a fact. But they're not applicable facts, because Sam didn't get Todd Bowles fired, right? He just got here. What did Sam do? And then Adam Gase, everybody knows. Adam Gase got himself fired. Adam Gase ruined Sam Darnold. Absolutely ruined him. So anyway, but it's good. It's good. I like it. I like what you did, my little lawyer politician buddy. You. I see it. Okay, good, Salty Nuts. That's where it's going to be then. So E-Rock said he was hyped on Polite. So Polite was an interesting one, was he? He was widely considered a mid to late first round pick. There were guys that had him going somewhere in the top 15. There were mocks that had him going in the top 15, Ja'Kai Polite, earlier on. And then that just dreadful combine performance. The interviews, he came in there 20 pounds overweight. He wouldn't run drill, like all kinds of stuff, man. And everybody, so many GMs came out and said he's undraftable. Like afterwards, or scouts, they said the guy's undraftable. They took him off their boards. And Mike McCagnon took him in the 3rd. And you can see the logic there. You can. Like I was just saying, now if a guy I wouldn't draft in the 1st slid to the 3rd, you start considering it. Maybe I'm getting the gem. But not when your team is barren of talent, and not when your cupboards are bare. You don't take chances like that. You get the guy that's going to contribute. Make sense? 20-year-old did not do that. Right. Look, that's the thing with Sam Darnold. And it's like, like I said, I'm on the side of losing him. I mean, moving on from him. But that doesn't mean I remove the fault from the Jets, dude. What they did to that kid was ridiculous. Ridiculous. He never even had, all he had to say, he never had a quarterback coach. Not for 1 minute. The only guy who filled in the role as a quarterback coach was McCown. That's it. That's why they were so close, because he's the only guy spending time with him. Sure, the offensive coordinators tried to, but what the hell is Dowell Loggins, dude? Dowell Loggins. Hey, we got Shadow Maniacs from Portugal. Yeah, dude. Or are you from Portugal or other people from Portugal? That's awesome. Lisbon, Concalo, H9. Yeah, man. That's awesome. Incredible. Welcome. That makes me so happy. Did you know I'm half Portuguese? Did you know that? Or it's like a 40% kind of a thing. I'm Irish, Scottish. I was raised as an Italian. I didn't know I was an Italian until I was 25. You know that? I was raised as if I was an Italian guy the whole time in northeastern New Jersey. I was a paisan. And then all of a sudden I found out I'm Scottish. I'm a fucking Irish guy. And then I dug deeper, and it's some half Portuguese and a little Swedish. So that's really cool, man. I'm happy to see it. We have another super chat. Thank you, Tom Bon Jovi. Hey, GreenBean, do you think Douglas and Salah will be 10, 15 yards behind Wilson tomorrow at his pro day, kind of like how Meyer was with Lawrence? Let's see. I think they're going to be there. I think they'll be watching very closely. So here's my theory. You guys want to hear my theory? Huh? All right. Let me put that out there. So here's my theory. My theory is that while the Jets may like Zach Wilson, I don't believe that it's, even though like you heard that report that I put out and everything, just so you know, that wasn't me. I saw the report and I was told I could share it, but without names and all that. So I shared it, right? But that doesn't mean I necessarily believe it, right? The thing with Zach Wilson being a lock to the Jets. My theory is that all of this Zach Wilson love all over the league is coming from Joe Douglas. And I think Joe Douglas has his awesome tentacles all over the place, pumping up Zach Wilson like nobody's business, because they want to see if the Jaguars will make the biggest bonehead move of all time and pass on Trevor Lawrence. That's what I think. So to that end, of course, not all of it. People are looking and evaluating for themselves. Don't get me wrong. But I think all this energy around Zach Wilson, a lot of it's coming from the Jets. That's what I think. So I don't know if it's real, but that's what I think. Okay, I think that. I believe that. So if that were to be the case, I think that Joe Douglas and Saleh and Mike LaFleur and whoever they feel is going to make the maximum impact are going to be sitting right behind Zach, writing in notebooks, ooh and an on. That's what I think they're going to do. Holy shit. Have you ever seen a guy like this before? And he dates 2-3 chicks at a time? Oh, my God. I can't wait to get this guy in New York. That's what I think. I don't want the Zach Wilson guys to get mad at me, but that's just what I think. Smoke and mirrors, Chris Bradigan. That's right. That's what I think. Smoke screen. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, it's not to say they don't like him. It's not even to say that they won't take him at 2. Right? They might like him enough to take him at 2. But I don't think that anybody really believes. Maybe Chris Sims does, but I don't think all these people really believe that Zach Wilson is suddenly a better prospect than Trevor Lawrence, who's been rocking the world for the last 5 years in high school and in college. He was the most highly regarded recruit ever, wasn't he? You know, he won a championship his freshman year. He's lost 2 games in his entire life. And then there's Zach Wilson. And he's suddenly better than him? I don't know, man. You tell me what Zach Wilson can do that Trevor Lawrence can't, and then we'll talk. You know what I mean? So, all right, let's see what else we got over here. I want to see what you guys. I think there's so much Zach Wilson smoke. We will. So did I answer that? Let me see. Yes. So Tom. So yes, I think they're going to be there doing the same thing. I do. Yeah. All right. Let me try to find some good questions here. Do you think? Let me see. Lewis, what's up, Lewis? Do you think Sam would have been better if Saleh and JD would have brought their brand of football sooner? Yeah, I do. I do. And you know why I think that? Because it's not like, look, Sam had deficiencies in college, right? He was that last year, he was a fumbler. He came in and Jeremy Bates said, we're going to work on the fumbling. That was one of the things that they worked on. And Sam didn't fumble very much in his rookie year, so he was working on it. His footwork, he was still throwing off his back foot and stuff, but there was improvement. The last 4 games of the season, Sam was lights out. He was like the number 1 quarterback in the league that year. Right? Or those last 4 games. The highest rated quarterback, last 4 games, something like that. So there was steady improvement in Sam's game. It's not to say that he wasn't still doing some of the things. He was. What's up, MC? So when you look at Adam Gase, who came in here, do you guys remember the first episode of One Jets Drive with Adam Gase when he was just breathing all over Sam Darnold's tape? Look what he does. He's not supposed to be able to throw like that. You remember? Adam Gase, I remember watching that first episode of One Jets Drive with Adam Gase, and I was thinking, that's not good that he likes that. Like, yeah, sure, it's nice to see he has that natural ability. That's the kind of stuff you want to be working on, man. Why is he gushing over it? So it bothered the hell out of me. And Gase never felt he had to work on anything with Sam Darnold. They didn't work on shit. And the reason that you know that is because Sam got worse. He got worse and worse and worse. Last year was a train wreck for that young man. And it sucked to watch, as I know you know. You know? All right, so let's see. What's that? Yeah. That player doesn't have much clout. Mr. Magix, what does that mean? You think I'm saying that Joe Douglas is out there whispering in everybody's ear? That's not what I'm saying at all. That's too literal. That's too literal. And by the way, his opinion does have that much clout. Joe Douglas is one of the most respected men in personnel in the league. That's the truth. Try to find the one negative word written about him when he was being talked about being a GM. Try to find it. It doesn't exist. The only negative thing anybody could say about Joe Douglas before he got here was that he'd never been a GM before. That's it. Everybody from legends like Ozzie Newsome and all across the league said that's the guy. That's the next guy. He's supposed to be a GM. So everybody in the league knows Joe Douglas. He's been doing this for 20 years for the best organization, the Ravens. One of the best, right? But that even said, that's not what I'm saying, Mr. Magix. I'm saying he has a machine. That's what I'm saying. There's a machine in place. And Joe Douglas is spinning the wheels. And he's going to put forth every resource he can to get what he wants. It took him 14 months, 15 months to trade Jamal Adams. And he kept cool the whole time. And he knew he was trading him as soon as he went around him to Chris Johnson at the trade deadline the year before. He knew it. I don't want this guy on my team. Yeah, Kinko. Wilson does look like the pick. And I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't be upset. I'm not going to be upset. The only thing that would make me upset with this draft, and I would be upset, is if they stayed at 2 and took Sewell, or they took a wide receiver, or they took Kyle Pitts. Not to say I wouldn't be happy with the player, but I would be pissed at the management of the resource. Does that make sense? Right? So, because there are ways to do this, and I feel confident in Jim Belushi. I almost, what is that? And Jim Belushi's ability to do this, and Joe Douglas's ability to do this. I feel very confident in his ability to do this and to manage his resources properly. That's how I feel. And if I could think about it, you bet your ass he should be able to think about it. Let's see. Dude, we had so much happen, though, this week, too. We got to talk about a few guys, too. I'll get to those in a second. Let me see. Steven, what's up, buddy? Thank you for the super chat. Brother Bean, Wilson hype is real. Love you. Keep up the great content. Just gave away a Corey Davis rookie auto card on Twitter minutes ago. Follow Sack Exchange and enter to win. Yeah, that's BKLYN929 on Twitter. This is the guy. If John Post is here, I didn't see you, John, but say hello. This is the guy that gave away the card, the Mekhi Becton rookie card last week in last week's show. And John posted on Twitter, I think it was yesterday, that he already received it. Steve pays for the shipping and everything. He's just giving stuff away to Jets fans. and he's got more to do. The guy's insane, quite frankly. I mean, it's that nice kind of insane that we all benefit from. But he's clearly insane. He loves you guys. Right, Steve? BKLYN 929 on Twitter. Every day almost these days. He's just saying, okay, he has flash sales. Pick a number from 1 to 100. He hits the randomizer. It lands on a number, and whoever guesses it gets the item. Gave away a signed Corbett jersey last week. So thanks, Steve. That's super duper awesome. There he is. There's John Post. John Post can verify it's real. Right? John Post was the guy last week when Steven came in here and just did that quick sale, that quick contest for us. And John Post won it. And then you start thinking he's never going to send me this shit. And it's already there, isn't it, John? It's already there. Phil Adams, I like this. Thanks again, Steve. JD is a general. People will fight for him. And that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. And here's the thing. What I'm also seeing is that if you're not going to fight for him, he doesn't want you here. If you're more concerned with your social media or your playing time or your money, whatever it is, if that supersedes your team, then he doesn't want you here. You can clearly see it. Jamal Adams is obviously the greatest example. But it's like, no way. I don't care how great you think you are. Isn't it funny? Really, though, isn't it funny that we have a guy, Jamal Adams, a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's a one-time first-team All-Pro, but 2-time All-Pro. He was second-team All-Pro this year. And the guy literally cannot catch. He's a defensive back who cannot catch, and he's supposed to be the best in the league. He gets burned every game. Every single game he gets burned. He has still yet to pick off a starting quarterback in his entire career. And he's the best in the league. One thing you can't take away from Jamal Adams is he knows how to promote himself, man. So Joe Douglas knew that. He's more concerned with his brand than he is with us. So I don't want him. And all I did was say I was going to answer the phone if somebody called me, and he got all pissed off and went around me to the owner. Fuck that. Yeah, Beathard went to the Jags, which started all this. Hold on, who's that? Who said that? Robbie Oak. It started all this chatter about Minshew going to Denver. Did you see that? Which would take another Sam Suitor away. Where everybody's freaking out about the Sam Suitors. Who are we going to trade Sam Darnold to? I maintain, and I feel strongly about this, that the Washington football team signing Fitzpatrick or the Chicago Bears signing Dalton, neither of those signings take away the desire and or possibility of trading for Sam Darnold. Remember, Sam Darnold's best case scenario, and look, we're fans. We're not even in an organization, and we know this. Best case for Sam Darnold is that he goes to an organization and sits for a year. That's what would be his best case scenario. Any team that wants to bring him over and throw him back into the fire, they're taking a major risk. So having him sit behind Fitzpatrick while Rivera's squad just calms Sam down and brings him up from scratch, that's going to be a good move. And if they can't get a quarterback at 19, I think is where they are. If they can't get a quarterback that's better than Sam Darnold at 19, they're going to start talking to the Jets. Say 19 for Sam Darnold and 34. That kind of stuff. You'll see. That's if they're, if they're not trading back in that whole thing. So who we got here? Look at you guys. You guys are so awesome, man. I'm trying to scan through and see. Joe Douglas will be tied to whatever quarterback is starting this year. That's his legacy, and that's a good one, Aaron Jacobs. That's where the importance lies. And that's where I start to that's the piece that gets me overthinking. I don't know if he's keeping Sam, man. Remember the video I made? Did you guys all see that video that I made last year about that little rumor that somebody I know told me. You know, the guy's not the strongest source, but he said it was good info. And he said, look, man, Joe Douglas doesn't want Gase. Joe Douglas doesn't want Jamal Adams. Joe Douglas doesn't want Sam Darnold. He's phasing them all out. He's doing it. You'll see. He's not going to keep any of them. And I was like, get out of here. This was before the season started. I said, no way. Sam Darnold's the shit. And look, so if that was the case, this whole thing we're seeing right now of him not trading Sam, wants to see the pro days and all that sort of stuff, it's all Joe Douglas playing the game, which should make us happy that our GM doesn't feel any urgency to do shit. He'll do it on his time, on his clock. Good comment, Aaron. Hey, Mitch, thank you, sir. With another super chat. Greeny, that's me. What do you think about trading Seattle's pick to get more picks, specifically build the O-line? So you mean their first-round pick, I imagine, right? So trading 23 back to get more picks. I love it. I absolutely love it. See, this should be the year, guys, where we are trying to set up our franchise for the next 2 or 3 years, or even 5, if you could. Joe Douglas has already started doing that. He's already got 5th and 6th next year. He might even have one for 23. I don't remember if that was ours or theirs or something. So for me, I think it's a really good opportunity. Now, this draft happens to be very deep in a few positions. Interestingly, number 1, it's quarterback. If there was no Trevor Lawrence, no Justin Fields, let me tell you something. The conversation right now would be Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Kyle Trask, and Lance. That's what it would be. And we would all be arguing over who's the greatest thing since sliced bread. We do it every year, right? So that's what would be happening. So if it wasn't for Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, who I know is slipping right now, but he's been the second guy for 3 years. And he's still, in many eyes, the second guy. If he's the third, that's fine. But without those 2 guys in there, this conversation is Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Kyle Trask, and then you throw in the next guys, which are Jamie Newman, Kellen Mond. It'd be Purdy if he was going to come out. Guys like that. Right? So it happens to be deep in a quarterback. So if you're not going to, let's say you look at it that way. So I don't need Trevor Lawrence and I don't need Zach Wilson. I'm going to shoot for Mac Jones or Trey. They're not all going to get picked up there. Somebody's going to slide back. I'm fine with Mac Jones. I believe in Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond, or Jamie Newman. These guys, I can win with any one of them. They're all good quarterbacks. They might need a year, but I feel good. You start trading back from 2, you can get a franchise-changing haul, especially if you trade back twice. It's like if you trade back once with Atlanta, just as an example, trade back with Atlanta and get their next year's first, a second this year, a second next year, and a third, that kind of a thing. And then you're sitting at 4 and Justin Fields and Trey Lance are still sitting there. And Mac Jones, and you have a buzzing feeding frenzy. You take the highest bidder. You take it. So somebody says, I'll give you next year's first and second. I'll give you a third and a fifth this year. Done. Let's go. Now you just made 3 firsts, 3 seconds, 3 thirds, a fourth, a fifth, all in addition to what you already have. And now you're sitting at 7 or 8, and you still have 23, right? Which is where this question comes in. Then you're sitting at 23. So you make your pick at 8. You get Kyle Pitts. You get Vera Tucker. You get Samuel Cosme. Anybody you want. Devonta Smith, Rashad Bateman, Kyle Pitts. You know, there's so many. Rousseau. With all these quarterbacks going up high, some of these guys are sliding, man. Some good when you have a quarterback class this robust, some of these guys are going to slide. The guys that shouldn't slide. Rousseau slides, even though you just signed Carl Lawson free agency and you got 1-year stopgap guy, Vinny Curry for the rotation. There's no reason you can't take Rousseau up top, man. If he slides back to 8, you're sitting there. Now, that might not be your guy, but just that's the point. So when I'm at 23, even if I already traded back and got 3 firsts, 3 seconds, 3 thirds, a fourth, and a fifth, I'm sitting there at 23, and the Ravens call me and they want to come back up and they want to give me, a third, a fourth this year, and a second, and a third, and a fourth next. Yeah, okay, sure. And you slide back there, and guess who's sitting there for you? Josh Myers, the center. Deontay Brown, the guard. Dude, it's not just quarterbacks. It's interior offensive linemen. Tackles too, but not quite as deep as the interior. Edge rushers, tight ends. This is a wide receiver. This draft is busting at the seams. It's the year, man. Play with it. Now, if you think Zach Wilson or Justin Fields is the guy, and you know it in your heart, take him and don't look back. But, hey, Mitch, if it was me, I think they would absolutely be smart to at least consider trading Seattle's second pick back. In my opinion, they should consider the first pick as well. Maybe, Frank. I see what he's saying. I don't know. I think he's a top 10 pick all day. You don't agree? Let me ask you this, Frank. Do you have you have a pass rusher higher than Russo? Like I said, this is where it gets fun. Everybody has different evaluations. I'm just doing my edge. Like I did this about maybe a month, 5 weeks ago. I went through the positions. I did my initial, breakdowns. But right now is when I start doing my real ones. I'm going to make my big board in a couple weeks, which is it's hard. It's hard to do, man, this shit. And then I'll start doing real mocks when I know, what we're looking at after free agency and all that sort of stuff. But if there's a pass rusher you like more than Rousseau, but it's the same logic is my point. Guys that you're going to have on your board as first-round talents with top 10 grades, blue chippers we call them, right? You're going to have your list of 5 to 10 blue chippers. And when they start sliding back out of the top 5, into the top 10, into the top 15, and they're sitting there, even if it's not the greatest position of need, you grab them. As long as you need it. In my opinion, you shouldn't saturate a position. You know what I mean? Like we do all the time with defensive tackle. Quiddy pay, right? Jets football 101. I know, Red Dog. It really is. It's a full-time job. Sorry. You all still there? Jesus. You know what happened there? There you are. Sorry. That was my own fault, man. Sometimes when you're moving your mouse and your finger just decides to click, you know what I'm saying? Happens all the time to me. Like, come on, yell at your own fingers. That's what just happened. I was moving. I was going to go pull up a tab so I could look at something. And when I went over, like, backspace, it hit it. I'm like, come on, finger. No, not a generator, man. I'm plugged in, buddy. I got 50 amps of power going right now. So I'm sorry. Thank you, guys. Thanks for dealing with that shit. See, like, there's a positive. I know, right, John? There's a positive and a negative to this life I lead. The positive is, guys, every however long, some places I stay 2 weeks, some places I stay 2 days. Some places I stay 3 weeks. I'll be in Virginia for over a month soon. So I'm always in a new place. It's great, man. I went for a walk on the beach today. And it's like, I was so happy because just yesterday I was in the woods. I was deep in the woods, man. And it's like, wow, I'm on this beautiful beach with a beautiful sunrise this morning. But so that's the positive. The negative is I never know what the hell's going on. Like, do I have internet? Is there a service here? Is there society? I don't know anything. I don't know until I get there. I try to research it. They go, oh, yeah, there's internet. And then I go online. I'm like, hey, I talked to somebody who stayed there. Was there really internet? They're like, no. I'm like, oh, my God. So what do I got to do? I got to go hang out at a library so I could talk to my Jets fans? So anyway, it's good, though, guys. You know, I'm going to a little theme park tomorrow. It's a little tiny rinky-dink thing, but there's one coaster. It's like a 15-foot thing. It's called the Myrtle Turtle. So I'll go on that. And then next week I get to go on I'm going to Six Flags America down in like between Baltimore and DC. And I'll get on like 10 more coasters there. Then I'm coming to Great Adventure. I'm going to do the whole Jersey Shore in one day. What do you guys think of that? I'm going to start in Wildwood, go up to Ocean City, and just go all the way up. I'm going to ride every coaster on the Jersey Shore in one day. See that? Hey, Mitch, where in Virginia are you, brother? But Red Dog, yeah, man, it's a full-time job. I spend more time on this. Well, like I said, that's why I quit my job. I have no income. You guys believe that shit? I have no income. I have no money coming in. Nothing. Just trying to figure it out. It makes me laugh when I say it out loud. Right, E-Rock? I miss Wildwood, too. John Nolte, you want to know what Rebel Yell's not Rebel Yell anymore, first of all. It's now called Racer 76. So there's that. But King's Dominion, just like Carowinds, I'll be right in Raleigh or Charlotte in 3 days from now. I'll be in North Carolina in 3 days. And Carowinds is not opening until May 20th. And same thing with King's Dominion. They're not opening until May 20th. I'm leaving Virginia like May 15th. Or like May 14th or something like that. Yeah, Jamie, it is cool. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Let me see. Jamie, the Sea Serpent is cool. Have you looked at Maury's Piers lately? He added like that guy Maury. I think it's a guy. They added like 6 roller coasters. They have a wooden coaster that goes off of the end of the pier onto the beach. The actual coaster goes off the end of the pier on the beach and comes back up. All right, let me try to see some other questions. I love talking coasters. I could do that shit all day. That's right, Thor. This is like, guys, this is Thor. If you don't know Thor, he has an Instagram page. I forget what it is. You can put it up here. Is it Dark Castle? That's what I want to say. But he's into like superhero and all kinds of collectible figurines and shit like that, like really cool stuff. Every day I love looking at this guy's stuff. Thor's a good dude. Is it Dark Castle, man? I forget. Forgive me. But Thor promised to make me ribs when I go through his neck of the woods there. And he's right on my way, so I'm doing it. I'm going to stop in and grab some fucking ribs. But he makes ribs online like every 2 days. He's like, making ribs every day, a couple days. I'm like, I'm coming, getting closer. So, what's up, Socrates Johnson? I see you, buddy. You think so? Hey, Mitch, you saying Asante Samuel Pepper Day was so-so to me today. He looks stiff. Well, I think we're a smart group of fellas in here, and we can deduce that you mean pro day. I didn't get to see the pro day today. I did see UVAs. You guys know I try to key in on UVA a little bit. Those guys look pretty good. But UVA's smaller. They're in the ACC and everything, so they have a legit program. But, they're smaller. Only maybe, like we were talking about a couple weeks ago, Poljan, he might get drafted. I think he's like a 6th. And Snowden will get drafted. The safety, what's his name? Amos? Something like that. He's pretty good. So let's see this. Ron Liozzo, or Loizzo, sorry. Let's see. Sorry, GreenBean. When trading back for more picks, you need to consider that you don't want too many rookies starting at one time. Wins will be hard to come by. Absolutely. But let's see. When you have a starting squad, so that's 22 players, right? 22 players are going to start. and then you have special teams. So if you have, let's say you trade back a bunch and you get 11 drafts, let's say 12 draft picks. Only a quarter of them are going to start, so that's 4. Or is that 3, right? 3. So, or let's even say half, 6. So 6 out of 22 end up starting. So you know what I mean? It's not so much of a concern because not all of them are going to start. The guys up top, which is why you want the premium pick so much. So Ron, the thing is when you have, like, let's say you start getting comp picks and you're trading all this capital and you're gaining all these picks and you have 12 picks a year for the next 3 years. What you should really be doing with the back end picks is using 2, 6, and a 7th to get back into the 4th. That's what John Idzik didn't know how to do. See, he had the Idzik 12, which is fine, but for us, that was the biggest thing ever because we never had 12 picks before. And we thought, wow, this guy can absolutely trade up and get some more premium players, better caliber players, as opposed to picking, you know, he had 4 6th-round picks. Like, why you pick, or 4 7? Why are you taking 4 6th or 7th rounders? Trade 2 of them and get a 5th rounder. Trade 3 of them and get a 4th or 3rd rounder. You know what I mean? So he didn't do that, and he ended up picking a whole bunch of schlubs that never amounted to anything. But so that's the other thing, Ron, is that not number one, you don't really you're not going to start all of them anyway. Your point is valid and it's a good point, but you're not going to start all 10 or 12 picks. But number 2, when you have 10 or 12 picks, once you get past that threshold of like 9, 10-ish, you want to start going back up. You know? So you're trading back from 1, you know, from the 2nd overall pick to get more firsts. That's premium. You're stockpiling firsts and seconds. And then you use your 6ths and 7ths to get up into the 3rd and 4ths. The large portion of what you're doing is you're bringing in high quality players. And look, even if you have 3 firsts a year for the next 3 years, that's still only 3 players a year, but it's 3 good ass players. See what I'm saying? It's a good point, though. Let's see what we got here. Where is he? Busted Knuckles. What's up, buddy? Thanks again for the ice cream. For the Jersey Shore trip, buy your kill. Oh, here he goes. You're out of your shit, Busted Knuckles. Thank you, sir. I'm going to let you guys know about it, too. I do appreciate it, man. I mean that from my heart. I mean it. Like I said before, my kids, when I took them for ice cream and I said it was you guys, like, dude, like I said, they were telling me this is the best job you've ever had. And, you know, that's how they see it. My new job is great. The guys I work with buy them ice cream. What do they know? You know? So I appreciate it, man. Thank you. But when I do the Jersey Shore thing, I'm trying to figure out how to make it like a live streamy kind of thing on my other page so people can pay attention. And like we'll have a clock. See if we could make it and get some charities, some donations for charities if we could do it. You know what I mean? I'll figure it out. And then we're going to do a meetup. Steve, who was giving away the cards and all that, Brooklyn929 on Twitter, he and I are putting something together to meet up at the Cyclone so we can have like a Cyclone Jetsfan meetup. You guys come? What, the Cyclone? Or, John, you talking about the Rebel Yell? Yeah. Ron's from Freehold. Let me see what you guys are talking about. So thanks again, Busted Knuckles. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, that's right, CC Ryder. I'm just building the channels, right? I'm just trying to build my channel. Yeah, liberal. That's funny. You guys, okay. He said I'm running a Breaking Bad type of setup out of the RV. Yeah. You know what's funny, though, that you say that? You know, you guys know I have like, what is it now? Like, I guess July. So, well, come right. I have like 10 and a half years without crack, heroin, nothing. No booze, no weed. That's the one that makes me upset. But, yeah. So if I did that, I would have a moral confliction. You see? Plus, it's kind of gambling. I can't do that either. Joey Camp, GreenBean, if the Jets commit to Darnold and decide to not trade out of 2, who do you think the pick is? I would have to think Sewell. So if they stayed with Darnold, but also stayed at 2, that's interesting, man. I don't even know if I've thought about that yet. That's an interesting one, Joey. I got to be honest with you. I don't know if I saw that coming. I still don't think it's Sewell. I just don't. And I'll tell you exactly why. We have the left tackle spot filled. Sewell is one of the best left tackle prospects to ever come out. Mekhi Becton has never played right tackle, from what I understand. So who's playing left tackle? Who's playing right tackle? Do you want to have that sort of, like, it's the one position we have? Now, granted, you could obviously get one of them to play right tackle, and we're going to find out if you're a team player. But why shake the apple cart when there are other positions that you could get a blue chip player like Jamar Chase? Jamar Chase is something else, man. Big, strong, fast as hell, great hands, great routes, the whole thing. Kyle Pitts, one of the best tight end prospects of all time. Prospects. So I don't know. I think if you're going to stay at 2, though, you're right. Sewell has to be in the discussion because he's top 3 player in the whole draft. You know? So I don't know. I would say if it was my choice, I think they might take Kyle Pitts, or they might take Jamar Chase, or they might take Samuel Cosmi, who's an actual right tackle, and there's not going to be that issue, and he's elite. He's an elite right tackle, man. Samuel Cosmi's badass. So that's what I think. So thanks, Joey. Let's see. What's my favorite roller coaster and theme park? Well, my home park was Great Adventure for a long time, and then I moved around a lot. I spent a lot of time in Florida, so then Universal Studios became my home park. My favorite coaster there was the Dueling Dragons, a B&M inverted coaster that would duel these 2 inverts. It was the best coaster, the best B&M invert ever made, I think. So they tore that down. So I love the Hulk there, but so let me say this. I think my favorite park is probably the Universal parks, like Islands of Adventure and Universal as a collective, because every time I go there, I go to both. It's one place to me. So I would say Universal, but my favorite coaster isn't there. My favorite coaster is probably Intimidator 305 at King's Dominion or El Toro at Great Adventure. Those coasters are something else. I can't wait to ride Jersey Devil, man. I hope that coaster's open when I get up there. I'd be brokenhearted if it's not. You're in Morris County, Jamie Nagar? That's where I'm from. That's where I lived most of my life. I lived in Lake Hiawatha. Parsippany. That's where I'm from. Like, I was born in Orange, and then I lived in Nutley and Belleville. My early childhood. Moved to Barnegat for a couple years, and then when I was 7 years old, I went to Lake Hiawatha, and I went all through high school in my early 20s and shit. I moved out when I was probably like 26. I finally got the hell out of my parents' house. Yeah, I know. All right. DTH Castle. That's Thor, guys. If you want to see a really cool Instagram page, DTH_Castle. It's really good. Well, yeah, I can get some saltwater taffy for you guys. All right, so let me see here. I'm missing some here. Okay, hey, Jets by Jimmy, what's up? My buddy. I want in on this channel support. Much love, GreenBean. There he is. Holy shit, Jimmy, thank you. So you guys know Jimmy left me on Monday nights. He left me for a job. Ooh, income. Who needs income? So, but as you guys know, Jets by Jimmy Jardine, he's got his own YouTube channel, Jets by Jimmy. He's also a member of the Weapons Hot radio show on World Sports Radio Network. I hope I got that right. And I will be a guest on that show tomorrow at 8:30. So that's pretty incredible. Thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate it, man. We'll be talking soon. You got E-Rock in the house. Thank you, E-Rock. Just because you're awesome, but I really want Sam to go. But so many picks we could have moving back. Enough to get to Sean next year if cleared. Look, remember like I was talking about in the beginning that you don't ever make a move or you don't ever stop making a move because of the fear if the move doesn't work out. Like you look at things for the realistic potential of it working, and then you put all guns and you go, okay? But not doing a smart move because of the fear if you do this and that and then it doesn't work. What is it? Dude, you take care of that next year. Don't forget, a year ago, would anybody have thought Matthew Stafford was going to be a Ram? Would anybody have, if you would have said 1 year ago that Deshaun Watson was going to be on the trading block, refusing to play for the Texans, and was going to have 16, assault cases against him. He's been a model citizen his whole life, as far as publicly. If anybody would have said Carson Wentz is going to be on the Colts, right? And it goes on and on and on. So every year is a look at Tom a year ago. A little bit more than a year ago, if you would have said Tom Brady's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, you'd laugh. Get the fuck out of here. You'd laugh at him. So the thing is, you make your move today, like E-Rock is saying. You get the picks. You go forward with Sam. You can even take a guy like Kyle Trask later just to have some competition and get another young body in here. You got Sam, Trask, and Morgan battling it out for the Young Buck Awards. And then if it doesn't work, you got all these picks. You don't have to trade all the picks to get up. Maybe you're up there again. But you never know what the landscape looks like. You make your evaluation on what you're going to do after Sam fails, and not a minute before. Of course, there's contingencies and all that sort of stuff. But that's how I see it. So, yeah, man, I really do believe that Joe Douglas is absolutely going to consider the trade offers that he gets, and he's going to get them. People want them. It's going to be hard to turn that down, guys. I'll tell you. Wouldn't it be hard to turn down 3 firsts to move back a few spots? Wouldn't it? Especially if they throw in a second and third this year. So then you would have let's say pick 7. You have 7, 23, 34, 41, 66, 71, 86. Right? And then knowing you have 4 firsts next year, like Jesus, Christmas. So thank you, E-Rock. Yeah, he's a 5-star recruit. I hear you. But again, it's the one position on your team that you actually have. When you have all the holes, I'm not alone in this. And I understand the logic to do it. I do. I'm not like, that's stupid. I'm not saying that. But when you have so many holes, you have a deficiency in so many areas, even though the tackles are obviously one of the most important positions, you already have a left tackle and your right tackle is playing well. He's not Sewell. He's not Cosme. But who knows? Again, a year ago, nobody thought George Fant was going to be a starting right tackle. He was a tight end, an injured often tight end. That's what he was at that time. He started at left tackle for a little bit and got hurt. So Joe Douglas scouted him, knew what he liked, and took a shot. So we have the position. So you want to start strengthening other areas, whether it's quarterback, whether it's wide receiver, whether it's edge, whether it's cornerback. You know what I mean? You need these other positions. So that's my thought there. I understand. I do. I get it. In my opinion, it would be a mismanagement of the resource, even though Sewell is great. I was watching tape of him not too long ago about all his pulling from the left tackle all the way to be the lead blocker on the right side. Dude, you don't. There I am. Jeesh. That was serious, that one. Freezy Bean. There he is, frozen. I know. Was I frozen? Because on my side, it went black. Dark. Sorry, guys. This is a bad one. That's funny. Isn't that funny? It's like, you guys know. Like, no, this one's serious. This isn't no crying wolf shit. This is a bad one. Call the paramedics. I know, Jimmy. I don't have the freeze bean emotes. That's all over at Ryan's channel. So let me get to the next one. I do hear you guys about Sewell. I do. Let's make sure everybody's back. Mark Orlando, holy shit. This is the largest super chat I received, and I can't tell you how thankful I am. Truly, man. You guys fucking light me up, man. I mean that. It's like I don't even know how to necessarily respond. But thank you. Much respect, GreenBean. I admire someone that has the courage to quit their job to do something they love. Thank you. That means something to me, man. And you want to know why? Because I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm going to ask you. Shh. You can't tell my wife this. Okay? And I mean this. I wake up every day. Every day, my first thought is fear. What the fuck am I doing? Every day. Every single day I wake up, my thought is like, oh my God, I'm really in an RV. And then I do my thing, snort a bunch of coke, and I'm just kidding. I do my things. I wake up, I do my little process, and within 10 minutes, 5 minutes, I'm good. And I'm grateful. And I walk outside sometimes and I see the awesome sun. I see the woods. I hear the birds, wherever I am. Like when I was in Lake Powell on the Arizona border, I was literally on the lake. And I would open my door and the sun would be rising over the lake. Lake Powell, one of the most gorgeous places I've ever seen. And I would start like crying. Like I was so grateful. So there's a lot to be said for this, man. And I do encourage anybody that is thinking about something. It doesn't have to be this. But if you're thinking about making that move, I can tell you I'm scared every day. Every day. But I would not undo this. You know what I mean? So Mark, I can't appreciate that more. My words don't convey how I feel because of what you just wrote and did. So thank you, man. What's this one? Oh, wait, hold on. Edras. What's that? Good thing you're not. You know how fucking good I would be if I was our GM? Let me tell you something. If I was the GM over the past 10 years, we would have been to 2 Super Bowls. Okay? I know who I would have picked all the years, guys. Okay? I know. I watched the guys become great Hall of Fame players. And while Mike McCagnon or John Idzik or Tannenbaum picked some half a fucking moron, you know? So it was just an example, Esdras. Come on, man. You got to hang with me, buddy. You got to hang, man. I wouldn't take Cosme at 2. I was exploring a line of thinking. That's what I was doing. So where'd the other one go? Stephen Ingle, my old buddy. GreenBean, where did you live when you were in New Jersey by Great? No, I didn't live by Great Adventure. I lived up north. So like I said, I was born in Orange. We lived in Belleville and Nutley, like in that area, Clifton a little bit. And then I moved to I moved to Barnegat, which is the south, like by Tom's River-ish, I think. I lived there from 5 to 7. And then when I was 7, we moved to Lake Hiawatha, which is Parsippany. And I lived there till I was 25. Or so. Dude, Phil, you puked on the Hulk? The Hulk is a no-joke coaster, man. No joke. That's awesome. Good for you, man. It's a passage. Everybody's going to ride before they're done. Got to do it. Jimmy's just throwing $10. I know. Look, and Busted Knuckles. Jimmy, this is the comment in response to this. What? No, Jimmy. Why? So thank you, Jimmy. You're a good dude, man. And I appreciate you. I know you know that. I know you know that. Yeah. I got him up to the other night. You guys, man, you rocked it. Got him. I think he's at like 260-ish, 265, that kind of a thing. So he's doing great, man. Jimmy's good. I don't know. Sometimes it takes a minute to really get to know somebody. You know, you don't like this guy or you like that one. It takes a minute, but if you pay attention to Jimmy for a while, you'll see he knows his stuff. He's not always right. Like the other day, he was completely wrong in a discussion with me. But that's for the course. I'm used to that. So, all right, let's keep going. You pronounced my name right. Impressive. Nagar? Nice. That's good. I'm glad. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Let's see. Let me see. Great job on. Yeah, that was good. I actually didn't finish. I started the video and I go back and finish it. I was watching it earlier. All right, Esdras. I didn't even see what it was. I just saw your name and I clicked on it. Let's see what it is. It would be hard not to consider offers like that. The question is, anyone going to offer those? Ooh, like they say. And Pat Kerwin from Moving the Chains, he was also one of our personnel guys right here on our New York Jets for many years. He always says, in order to, someone has to move up. You know, it's like everybody likes to talk about the trade backs. But if nobody wants it, you can think about it all day, right? You need the other partner. So here's what I'll tell you. This is a quarterback-rich draft. And whenever there's a quarterback-rich draft, not only are teams wanting to trade up to get them, there's a lot of quarterback-needy teams right now. Even at the end of the years, right? Like Roethlisberger, even Matt Ryan's coming around the mountain. So there are all kinds of teams that want to come up, but when it's a quarterback-rich draft, they're also willing to overpay to get the guy right now. They don't want to wait. Next year's class looks like it's not going to be as good as this class. So they're not going to be a young quarterback for 2 more years at minimum. So there's going to be a panic. There's going to be a panic this year, guys. You'll see. He's going to get those offers, buddy. That's right. Jimmy's saying congrats to Jimmy. Jimmy, congrats by Jimmy. That's good. All right. Thank you, Teddy Craney. I appreciate the super chat. Love your insight, Green Bean. I'm so happy situation with Teddy. I really feel the same way. Like, we explore all this stuff because that's what we do. We like to dissect it and look at it and see what possibilities are there. But the truth is, like I said earlier, the only thing that would really make me upset is staying at 2 and not taking a quarterback. Like, if you stay at 2 and take a quarterback, that's fine with me. If you stay at 2 and pick Jamar Chase, like, I don't know, you could have traded back and got Jamar Chase. Or it's just not worth the pick. Like, I don't think Jamar Chase is worth passing up 2, 3 firsts and some change. I just don't think that. As much as I like him. I like him a whole bunch. So that's the only thing. Whether it's a trade back, whether it's 2 backs, whether it's Fields, whether it's Lance, because even if it's Trey Lance and you think you could have traded back and still gotten him, it's ill-advised. If that's your guy, if that's the guy, you've done all of your research, evaluation, and all that stuff. If you've done it all and you're like, this is the guy, I don't know what anybody's talking about. Trey Lance is the guy. Do not, because what ends up happening is that, guess what? The other team knows that too. The Atlanta Falcons know that. The Dolphins know that. The Bang, whoever. Everybody else thinks the same thing. And then when you slide back thinking, ooh, I'm the smartest guy in the room, they grab your guy and you're screwed. And then you got to take Kyle Wilson. Or, is that his name? I just freaked out. Kyle Wilson? Chad? Custody space. Then you grab the other guy and you say that's the guy that you wanted the whole time. It happens every day, every year. Somebody misses the guy, they make a move and miss their guy and say, we slid back and got the guy we wanted. Of course they say that. But so anyway, I wouldn't do it. But yeah, Teddy, I agree. I'd be happy with anything. I'd be happy with anything. Right, Ron? Am I still on? Are you guys? Yeah, I'm still here, right? I love Pat Kerwin. Pat Kerwin is the best. As far as radio hosts and all that stuff goes, no one compares with him. There are times I disagree and I think he's talking out of his ass. But the guy knows, man. He's been it. He's been a personnel guy for many years. He was even on our New York Jets. Let's see, I don't want to miss. Freeze well. Am I freezing again, guys? Oh, no, that was the other one. Okay, I went too far. Look at that, Tom Coleman. Thank you, buddy. He's watching live from on a break from inside a COVID testing lab in the UK. That's incredible. I really appreciate you being here, man. And we all appreciate what you're doing. Seriously. It's my aunt. You know what, guys? Remember, I don't want to, well, my aunt has COVID and she's just getting over it. She's been in the hospital for like 10 days. She almost killed her. I went over there. She got out last week. It's the reason I'm in this area. Came here to see her, and then that happened, so I'm all scared. But she's gotten the confirmation that she's clear. She's not contagious. She doesn't have it. But yeah, man, scared the hell out of us. We didn't tell her that, but we were all scared. Like, holy shit. Why is she was in the hospital a long time. So I appreciate it, man. I appreciate what you're doing. Thanks for letting us know, too. Yeah, well, thank you, E-Rock. You should work to live, not live to work. I completely agree. And on another side to that, there's a little tricky saying. I'm sure a lot of you trick to life is finding the thing that you love to do. If you can find the thing that you love to do, you'll never work another day in your life. That's the truth. becomes what you do. I just love doing what I do every day, and I happen to make my living doing it. Yeah, busted knuckle. That's funny. When the cam goes out, I'm like, ooh. Funny. Let's see. Thomas Bryant. What are your thoughts on Devonta Smith? Why is he being mentioned so little? Best wide receiver to possibly ever play college football. Well, I think the issue, number one, he's the Heisman Trophy winner, right? So I don't think anybody's sleeping on him. You know, he even had great championship game against Clemson. Like, just, you know what I mean? Ohio State. So I don't think anybody's sleeping on him. I think one of the issues, he's still going to be taken in the top 10 without question. But the issue with him and why people are saying that Jamar Chase is probably a stronger prospect is because of the frame. He's super light, man. Let me see. I can find out how much he weighs. I forget off the top of my head, but he's super slight. He has a slight frame, and people are genuinely concerned that getting to the NFL, if he's the number one guy, he may have issues staying on the field. So he's 6'1", 175 pounds. That's light. So for example, Jamar Chase is 6'1", 200 pounds. So that's 25 pounds on the same like that. Right? Terrace Marshall, 6'3", 200. Like, look, Kadarius Toney's 5'11", and he's 15 pounds heavier than Devonta Smith. I can't find anybody later. Daz Newsome is 5'11", same weight. Smith Mark is 175 pounds. Wow. Yeah, I mean, look, he's one of the lightest receivers in the entire draft. I haven't found anybody lighter than him. I'm just going down the list of players here. Yeah. Eli Stove is 191. Tutu Atwell is lighter. I know that. But, right, I'm pretty sure. Nico Collins is 222 pounds. Amari Rogers is 5'2", 210. That's why I like him so much, man. He's little. He's quick. He's fast. But, dude, he's built like a little tank. I don't even see Tutu Atwell on this list. That's interesting. So, anyway, I think that's one of the issues, man. You know? But, I don't think anybody's sleeping on him. I don't think he's not going to get picked. You know? I don't think he's going to make it out of the top 10. I'd be blown away. The only way he does, and then he's in the top 15. The only way he does is if all of the quarterbacks end up getting taken. Like it's Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Kellen Mond, Jamie Newman, Kyle Trask. Like if that actually happened, like they just cleaned up, then that's what we're talking about. Then you're going to see Sewell and Jamar Chase and Rousseau and some other guys, Kwity Paye. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it might not be the hot story right now because there's a lot of other just juicier bits, but I think he's fine. And I think they are. I don't think anybody's sleeping on him. I'm going to try. Goncalo. Are you watching Zach's Pro Day tomorrow? I think I will. I might not watch it live, though, but I'll see it. Excuse me. GreenBean as a Jets offensive guard or OG. OG. See, I'm as an offensive guard. You say with confidence that Mike Magnum was the worst GM this team's ever had? Yes, I can. I know what's funny, and I'll admit this to you guys. I'm reluctant to do so, but I supported Mike Maccagnan. You know why? Because I thought that it was Bowles. The players that he picked looked to me like players picked for Bowles, like two safeties, Darren Lee, like all those guys. I just said, this is clearly Todd Bowles. I wanted to see our GM have an opportunity to pick his own coach and build the team, because he didn't pick Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles was hired before Mike Maccagnan. So that's what I thought. And then when Bowles was gone, he had the worst draft yet. And I was like, oh my God, everything I was looking at was him. And I was miserable. That his final draft made 0 sense to me. None. I didn't get it. Taking Quinn Williams, who I like, I'm glad we have him. He was not the pick then. That's not who the Jets should have taken. Then he went with Ja'Kai Polite. Then Chuma Edoga was one of the offensive linemen I liked the least. I liked him, but I was like, there were other guys. I liked Ross Piersbacher more than I liked him. You know? So, and then it was like Blake Cashman, Trevon Wesco. I'm like, what the hell is where's our center? We don't have a center. So, yeah, I can say that with confidence, man. I think he's the worst GM ever. Ron Liozzo, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. You're an interesting guy. Stay positive, Coach X. Yay, thank you. Yeah, man. Thank you. As well. I'm very interested in what I have to say. What are you going to do? Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Ultimate Clashers. Maccagnan was such a bump. Dude, he was so bad. He had no plan. Like, there was no plan. Do you realize the guy had 5 drafts? 3 of them with top 10 picks. Right? He had 5. Lee, Jamal Adams, Sam Darnold. Yeah. 4 of them. Wait. 2 of them were top 5 picks. Let's just do that. And ended up being 3 of them because he traded up. 3 top 5 picks. He took 2 defensive tackles, defensive linemen. 2, and never got an edge rusher. His drafts were first rounds. Defensive tackle. Very small, slight linebacker. Sam Darnold. No, I'm sorry. Jamal Adams, a safety in a quarterback-rich draft. Sam Darnold, after trading up because they didn't take a quarterback the year before. And Quinn Williams. That's his. Where's the cohesion? Like, where's the plan? Good night, Phil Adams. Respect to you, my friend. Respect to you. Coming all the way over from the UK. It's late over there right now. So think about that. And then you have, he drafts a quarterback and he follows that with a defensive tackle. Again, the next pick, he didn't have a second. So he waits until the 3rd and then he reaches for a small school out of Tulane. Nathan Shepard. People are saying he was a 5th. 4th at best, late 3rd. Like, he reached for a guy that the position that helps his quarterback the least. Interior run-stopping defensive tackle. What was the pick after that? Anybody remember? I think it was Chris Herndon. So then he went Chris Herndon. Then he went with Fatukasi. Oh, no, he went with Parry Nickerson, then Fatukasi, then Trenton Cannon. So he literally gave Sam Darnold, the only help he gave him was a 4th-round tight end. That's it. And then Trenton Cannon was just whatever. It's a special teams running back body. You know what I mean? So, Jeff, Idzik, McCagnon, Tannenbaum, and Terry Bradway. Those are our 4 last GMs prior to Douglas. Horrible management since 2004. And I'll add something to that, Jeff. Bill Parcells, while he was a great coach, was not a good GM. He had the number 1 overall pick. Archie Manning said, "Can you guarantee that you'll take my son if he comes out? He wants to be the number 1 overall pick, and he wants to go to New York." This is true. A lot of people have it backwards. They think that Peyton Manning screwed us. That's not the way it happened. Bill Parcells refused to commit. So they stayed in school because he wanted to be, he didn't want the, number 1, he wanted to play in the big market of New York. Number 2, he didn't want to be the 2nd, 3rd pick. He didn't. He wanted to be one of the clout. So they stayed in school. Nobody thought Peyton Manning was staying in school. So that's first. Then he has so what does he do with that 1st overall pick instead of taking Peyton Manning or even Orlando Pace, of Hall of Fame left tackle? He trades back twice, I believe. He picks James Farrier, fine, better with the Steelers than he was with us. He's a decent player. But he's a middle linebacker. He took a middle linebacker, traded back, and only accrued like a 3rd and a 6th. He ended up getting Dedrick Ward and somebody else. I forget. You know? So that's what he did. There's something else, too. You know why Bill Belichick left, right? It's because Bill Parcells was going to be the president of football. Bill Belichick didn't want to be under Bill Parcells. He knew that's Bill's team, and I'm not doing this. If you want me to be the coach, let me be the lead. I'm on it. I'm not going to move up to coach when you can just get off the field and still boss me around. That's why he left. So he not only lost us one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, he lost us arguably one of the great, I don't even think arguably, but one of the greatest coaches of all time. You know what I mean? So Bill Parcells and his player selections, he got some good ones. Now, what he did in 2000 with that trade of Keyshawn Johnson getting the 2 firsts, we got the 1st for Belichick. And what was the other 1st? I forget. Our own 1st. So we had our own 1st. We traded Keyshawn for 2 firsts, and we got the 1st for Belichick. So that was good. That was a great draft. 4 number 1 picks and then Lavernius Coles. So, yeah, dude, that's what happened. It's a truth. You can Google it right now. Why did Peyton Manning stay back in school? Or Peyton Manning, Bill Parcells? Google it. See if you can corroborate. So, you know what I mean? Watu K99. Is there any chance to trade down 1 or 2 spots and still take Wilson? Sure. Absolutely. If you trade back, let's say you convince the Miami Dolphins that you want their guy or that somebody's going to jump them for their guy. Like they want Sewell. And you're telling them Cincinnati's going to jump you right now. And they want him. They want to move Austin Jackson to the right tackle because he's not a very good left tackle yet. And they want to have Austin Jackson on the right side, and they want to have, which will be better for him, in my opinion. And then you put Sewell on the left-hand side. They want that opportunity. And they think that Cincinnati is going to jump them. If you convince them to do that and say, hey, I'll do it for pick 18, or I'll do it for, pick 50 and 58, or whatever they have, your 2 seconds. Go, okay, we want this guy that much. He's worth it. If you slide back 1 spot, yeah, you can get Wilson. Let's say you go, so that's the 3rd pick. Let's say you go to Atlanta, and the guy they really want is Justin Fields. So you could do that. But I'll tell you what, buddy, It's risky. You don't want that to be the game you're playing. You better have two guys. You better be okay with two guys in that spot. You know what I'm saying? If you have all your eggs in the Zach Wilson, that's his name, Zach. I was saying Kyle Wilson. You know why, right? That's another fucking great pick by the Jets, Kyle Wilson. Rex Ryan's first round pick with Mike Tannenbaum. So, what was I saying? Oh, so if you want Zach Wilson and you're confident that you can trade back to her, and then you trade back and they grab him, believe me, everybody in the room in your organization knows. They know who you're going to pick. They know you just got screwed around. The owner knows. Everybody knows. So it's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game, buddy. Oh, why, Robbie? You feel like you want to puke? Totally. It's the truth. Well, think about this, and I'll get to you, Dimitri. Think about this. If you were Bill Belichick, didn't work out. You went to a Super Bowl as his defensive coordinator. Check was the damn it. Hope I don't. That was. Want to go. It keeps kicking me off. Am I still here, guys? Freeze beam. You got me, Mikey Malls? So if you the Jets and you win with the Jets team, everybody's going to say it's Bill Parcells' team. If you lose, you ruin the great Bill Parcells' team. You see what I mean? It's a lose-lose. So add that on top of it. So, all right, Dimitri Cyrilnikov. Let me know how I did, Dimitri. Thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate it. Two best drafts of all time. Ellis, Abraham, Pennington, Burks. You mean Beck? Berkesgaden. Is that his real name? That'd be funny. Berkesgaden. Oh, nice. Good. I nailed his name, everybody. Cyrilnikov. Awesome. But yeah, it was a great draft. But he probably should have taken one of those firsts and traded back to a crew. You should use one to do something. Especially when you're looking at Anthony Beck, who was a nice tight end, best in the class. No, who's the other guy? Kyle Bubba Smith, maybe Bubba Franks. Wasn't he first in that one? I think it was Bubba Franks. Right. So he's a damn worth not getting another second or third to slide back into the second, you know? So anyway, you could have done some other things. And don't forget, the rest of the draft was a big steaming pile of nothingness. But it was definitely a good draft. And look, if you get 4 first-round picks and hit on all of them, not bad. And Chad Pennington was absolutely a franchise quarterback. People like to argue that point. I really don't. Chad Pennington's problem was injury. He was an amazing quarterback. He's still one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time. It's the truth. At least I think it is. It was at one time. I don't know. All right, let's see what else we got. We got a few more minutes here. Hey, Big Green, making fun of me, man. Why are you making fun of me? You know the deal, Big Green. I think your hamster's running on the powering Wi-Fi are stroking out. Yeah, maybe. You know my situation, man. I do this. I'm committed, guys. I'm doing this no matter where I am in the country. If I'm in the desert, I figure out a way to connect. Like I said, I have this thing. I have this. I have all kinds of internet here. I got T-Mobile. I got AT&T. I got Verizon. I got everything. I'm trying. I promise. I have a WeBoost and a Wi-Fi Ranger. Everything I can to build and support the signal. Sometimes just nothing works. If you're in the fucking middle of nowhere, there's nothing there. No matter how much, it's like no matter how many jugs you bring, if there's no water there, there's no water. You know what I mean? Every kind of jug, color, every material, it doesn't matter. There's no water here. So it's one of those kinds of things. Yeah, A. Mitch is back. I got you, Dimitri. I knew it was autocorrect, by the way. Greeny, Purdue University, Rondell Moore is going to be a beast. Also, Kenneth Gainwell. Oh, I agree. I agree, man. I think they're both great. Moore. I like Rondell Moore a lot. And that's the thing. It's like this. There are so many really good wide receivers in this draft. That's why, like, when you're up front, when you're up top, taking a wide receiver up there. I'd really like Rashad Bateman, but he's kind of redundant on this team. You know, we got Mims, we got Davis, we have, Jeff Smith and his, and then we have all these 6'3" guys. And you bring in Rashad Bateman. It just seems slightly redundant to me. 6'1", 210. I think what this offense needs is a little bit quicker guys. So but then again, you can get those guys in the second, third, fourth, totally. They're going to be there. So I agree. Holy shit, Teddy Craney. Thank you for the $100 super chat. Incredible, man. Thank you. You are good, man. I love the content. Keep it up. No, you are good, man. I love you, and you keep it up. Really good. My smoothie time. It's your smoothie time. I only have 11 minutes left. You have to make the smoothie now. I'm going to be asleep in 11 minutes. All right, guys. It's smoothie time. Bear with my kuka. You ready? All right. Tell me when you're ready. I'll let you know. Ted Craney, write a question so I can answer the question too for you, buddy. I feel guilty. Kicked off. I got kicked off again. This internet, it's really killing me. I've been on everything. I've already gone from. I'm on my phone now. I'm using my phone hotspot. It's been kicking me off. I know I don't have the WeBoost up. So, Ted, thank you. If you have a question, I did. Thank you, Mikey Mouse. But let me tell you something. You see, this is no one else is on it. That one device is me. Believe me, we're all over that. I watch like a hawk. Who's on my Wi-Fi? Somebody just hooked up to my Wi-Fi. We're nuts around here. We're data monsters. I have 100 gigs on this. I have 100 gigs on that. I have 60 gigs on this and 30 gigs on that. Plus, my kids have this little, kids account, and they have 5 gigs. And if I need it, I'll eat that too. I'll just go, give me your 5 gigs, kid. Someone say jugs. Yeah. All right, Burnt Dice. Thank you, buddy. Glad to see you here. But thanks again, Teddy. I appreciate it. Sincerely. Creed just doesn't have upside. Sure, he'll be above average, but probably not great. Miners and Dickerson have higher upside, and Drake Jackson can be had late with and will fit the system. So look, number one, I do disagree with the first part of that. As a matter of fact, Creed is a very polished center. I don't disagree with the other part. Dickerson's one of the guys I happen to like most. Landon Dickerson, as a center. But I disagree on Creed Humphrey. He's one of the guys I like. Hold on, guys. Go ahead. Do your smoothie. And that's a wrap. There you go. Thanks for bearing with her. Let me just see. I want to just double check on some weights here for center. Let me see something. Right. So Creed Humphrey, 6'5", 320. Landon Dickerson, 6'6", 325. So he is a little bit bigger. Quinn Miners, 6'3", 320. Now, here's the interesting thing with the other guy that you brought up. I happen to like Drake Jackson a whole bunch out of Kentucky. A whole bunch. I love his makeup, too. I really think that he might be a Joe Douglas guy. He's 6'2", 292 pounds, and they say that his frame probably, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to easily add that 15 pounds that you want. You know, that would maybe it's actually closer to 20. All right. 310, 312. 292 pounds is slight for an NFL center. But I like him. I like him a whole lot. So I just think, look, I think Joe Douglas and his team are going to have the guys evaluated properly. Like they're going to like one guy more than the other. And it might come down to Pike that they like Landon Dickerson more than Creed Humphrey. But I think no matter which one they take, I think it'd be a good idea to grab one. I think it's a good idea to grab a designated guard. And I also think it's a good idea to grab an actual center. And these guys are usually within reason interchangeable. A lot of centers can very easily transition to guard. Not every guard can play center, but a lot of times they can. So I think it's really a good idea to grab one of each, in my opinion. And if you can get Creed Humphrey at pick 34, I don't know, man. I think you do it, But if you like Landon Dickerson more, again, he's 1 inch taller, he's 5 pounds heavier. They're in the same sphere there. But Creed Humphrey's a very polished. The guy's a beast, man. I was watching his tape. What day is it? Thursday? Tuesday, was it? Maybe Monday, and I forget. But earlier this week, I was watching some breakdown stuff on Creed Humphrey. So good comment, though, man. Let's see here. Oh, Jimmy's back. Hey, Jimmy. Creed Humphrey, if he stays healthy, is a future Hall of Famer. Yeah, Jimmy's gone on record numerous times saying he views Creed Humphrey as the next Mangold. That's what he said. So, yeah, Jimmy stands by this one. So he and I happen to agree on this. I think Creed Humphrey's fantastic. Jimmy is pissed, right? Yeah, he's like, that's my guy. This is one of the guys he talks about the most. He just did the video on him. You know what I'm saying? So if you get the opportunity, watch that video that on Jets by Jimmy. It's good. So Jimmy Kelly, Israel Mukumu will be a nice mid-round cornerback selection. 6'4", 200 pounds, 7 interceptions, 10 passes deflected, and 86 total tackles in 22 games out South Carolina. Yeah, man. We talk about him quite a bit in the Monday Night Mocks. Let me just take a look at where I was looking at the ratings earlier. I double check the ratings on different platforms, like their big boards, numerous times a week. And I noticed that Mukumu had risen significantly. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me just look here. There he is. So Draft Tech is one of the boards that I happen to like the most. I think they're on point for the most part. They have him as the 14th best cornerback in the draft. Okay. So they have Caleb Farley, Patrick Surtain, J.C. Horn, Asante Samuel, Greg Newsome, Tyson Campbell, Elijah Molden, Shakur Brown, Sean Wade. They're stuck. They might not have moved. He's still up there, and he shouldn't be. Eric Stokes, Melifonwu, Adebo, Aaron Robinson, and Mukamu. So, but he went up recently. So, yeah, man. I mean, I like him a whole bunch. As a matter of fact, one of the guys in the Monday Night Mock turned us on to him. Like, really put it. Somebody wrote me another comment too. A couple people wrote it to me, but I checked them out because people, were saying, "Hey, look at this guy," and I did, and I came away very impressed. Very impressed. Yep, 6'3". Joe Douglas likes his big cornerbacks. Look at Bryce Hall. He's 6'3". That's the guy he brought in. Look at Lamar Jackson, 6'5", I think he is, right? 6'4". I think he was the tallest player in the draft, or tallest defensive back in the draft last year. So, well, all right, guys. Let me see if there's anything else. If you have a comment, right now is the time. Did I miss anybody? Super chats? Anybody donate and not get their question answered? I would absolutely hate to do that. So, all right. Well, listen, dude, I want to tell you guys something. We're having a contest that you guys, it's going to be me, Matt O'Leary, and Ryan. We're going to share the screen with 5 of you. So we're all going to get together and have a full first round mock where you guys get, so we're each going to control 4 teams, and it'll be a random thing that we all go through. You'll have like the Vikings, the Chargers, the Bears and the Bucks or something like that. So you'll have them, and you'll be responsible for picking those teams. But we're going to go through the draft in order, and we'll all pick our teams. We're going to do a full first round mock. So it'll be 3 of us and 5 of you guys. We're having a contest. All you have to do is go to my Instagram. You'll see the contest slide in my feed. Go to sub to my YouTube channel, Ryan, Matt, and Full-Time Coaster Tour. If you do that, you come back and you say that you're done. You just write "done" under that feed in the comment section, and we're going to go through it on March 31st. Make sure everybody did sub and to be qualified, and then you can be picked to win. So 5 of you guys are going to share the screen with us, and we're going to have a good ass time on the April night mock. So if you haven't gotten in on that, please give it a shot, because I'd love to share the screen with you, man. I think it's going to be great. So look at Frank. Who gave this a thumbs down? What the hell? I think it's probably because my internet sucks this week. People get pissed at that. Fuck this. I'm not watching it. I get it. I've done it. I'm like, this is bullshit. But thank you for sticking up for me, man. Thank you. Yeah, so I'll be on Weapons Hot with Jimmy tomorrow at 8:30 on the World Sports Radio Network. Let me see this. Reed Holland says, you think we'll sign another corner? If so, who? I really think I'm starting to like the idea of Nelson. But I still think, even though Sherman doesn't want to play, he wants to stay on the West Coast, from what I understand. If nobody's going to give him a payday, I'm still holding out hope that he comes. Doesn't want to, but we get him anyway for like a year. You know what I mean? Just help install the culture and the defense and all that. I think that would be great. Ellerson Smith, edge from Northern Iowa. Oh, not too much, actually. No, I'll look at him, Richie. Like the stream. That's right. So look, guys, if you get the opportunity, it really does help me. If you like this video, sub to the channel if you haven't already. And then again, give Jimmy a sub at Jets by Jimmy. And if you could, go over to my roller coaster channel, Full-Time Coaster Tour, and give me a sub over there. It's been a minute since I put up a video. It's been almost 2 weeks, but I'm editing one right now. It'll be up any minute. But look, man, I thank you guys. I think you're the absolute best. And I could not appreciate you guys being here more. With that said, it is 10 o'clock. His throat is starting to act up. I can't even keep going if I wanted to. But thank you guys. What's up, Mikey? I don't know when Pool's going to sign. But thanks, guys. I really do appreciate it. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you next time. I love Jets fans. You name one other organization that deals with the shit that we deal with and is still this passionate. Sure, you got the little segments, the dog pound. But look at the Patriots fans. They just had 20 years of there are kids, there are 20, 21-year-old, 25-year-old people in this world that are Patriots fans who have never known losing. Never in their entire lifetime. They were born into this Belichick-Brady thing, and they have consistently won. They've won 6 Super Bowls. They've been to 9 or whatever it is. And then when they didn't get in there, they were the AFC Championship game or the semifinals or whatever. And what happens the year that Tom Brady leaves? Dude, you have droves of people leaving the Patriots. These are diehard Pats fans. This is what they have. Diehard Pats fans going to be Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans. Why? Because I'm a fucking fan of Tom Brady. Bullshit. What is that? Adam Gase, the worst coach in Jets history. In my opinion, he's in the conversation for the worst coaches in NFL history. He's been atrocious. And the thing is this, like I've said numerous times over the past 2 years and in this podcast and on Jetnation, we knew and I knew that this hire was terrible and doomed to get here from the second I heard about it. They were beating us up last week about being not good enough. We didn't deserve. We got this guy Shep saying that we don't deserve the number 1 pick. A team like the Jets doesn't deserve to be rewarded with a guy like Trevor Lawrence. This is the shit we hear. So we win a game. Everybody's supposed to be happy. What does the NFL media do? They laugh at us. You guys couldn't even do that. You can't even lose right. Yeah. It's a double-edged sword, and it cuts both ways for us. So, f*** you.